It's when Mother Nature tells you to take a break. Makes a chair for you. It should be blackberry time soon. Nice place to beat the heat. Plenty of canopy. Nature's footbridge. Problem is, she cut it off a little too soon. We're coming up the trail, we have a man-made footbridge, which is probably just something that fell and they shaved the top off of it. I believe that's been here a day or three. Got a little wobble to it. Wobbly bridge. Been a lot of people cross this. There's a small little rock. Tiny.
You know what they call this? An easy trail, but with all these...
Nature trail. Both ways again. Up there's the big rock we just looked at. Which, by the way, I'm just cutting in and out on this video. Not really doing a lot of the watch me walk, because I don't figure people want to watch me walk. But I do want to show you little neat little things that you see along the way on this little trail. And what's neat to me may not be neat to you. But neat is neat. So I'll pause out here in a minute and pop back in the next time. One quick thing, if you ever got a good cut on a piece of wood, you can see them little rings right there. If you count them rings, you can tell how old a tree is. Of course, you got to cut it down first, which I really don't like that. But of course, as I say, as anybody would know, the bigger the tree, the more likely the older it is. See you in a bit. You can hear some pretty good water from here. Another nature trail sign. I know we're going backward, but that's the way we are. At any rate, I hear this water. I don't know if you can hear it on here. I'm going to be real still and see if it'll come through on the video. So you're gonna walk with me down this trail and see what kind of water we see when we get there. This will be a first. Well, it ain't a first for me. I've been up here, but it's been a long time ago. Back before cell phones. Back before video cameras. Before, well, maybe not before Polaroid, but before we ever had a Polaroid. So, I'm not that old, by the way, but I am. As you can see, this little trail has a lot of rocks in it, pretty much everywhere. And I'm wearing flip-flops. I do better in them than I do in anything else, so why not? And then come around here, we're getting close. There's a little offshoot trail. As it says, nature trail here. You hear the water. And we're gonna go in and take a look at it and see if it's actually water. I do believe we've struck creek. Wouldn't call it a waterfall, but there's water coming down through there. It's like a nice place to get in and get my feet wet. really nice to get to it. Not. Like I said, nice place to get your feet wet. Pretty deep right here too. Them rocks are sharp though. I got tenderfoot. Water merging in from two different areas here and up here. So we left that water. Now we're going down the trail a little further, not very far, and we see another site. Let me get down through here. Y'all can watch me walk. But there's a little roof. Imagine that. And oh my goodness. A chute. I wonder what it could be. Yeah, we're gonna say it's a meal. Because, well, it's a meal. So I'm sure this is a water chute, but it looks like it cuts off up there, so they've changed this or something's broke with it. Changed it a different way. Well, they finally just stop letting the wheel run. I'm not sure. We'll go down to the mill and find out. Well, they've got all the chutes here. This is coming all the way down to the mill. Now, most of the mills I'm always used to had the big wheel on the side. But this was another type of mill that they used to turn the grits mill. We'll go upstairs in just a second and take a look at that. I hate to cut the water off. Here's some kind of friendly creature.
How big a sucker is.
He's a good sized little spider. Or he was a good sized little spider. Now he just got a lot of death in him. Imagine what was big enough to kill him. Oh. And so we'll come look inside. Well, if it is, he's going to have to be bigger than me. And of course, more graffiti because, well, you know, I messed it up for everybody else, I guess. Again, nobody cares if you was here or not. And you'll probably never come back. Since you don't own it, why bother? So you see down through the crack there is the wheel where the water turned that. See the rod there, the hole there, that coming up. And it come up into here and turned the rock. Really a good idea if you think about it. So right after leaving that little meal, here's a little neat area that looks like somebody's come in and made. Have no idea if maybe a house sat here at one time or they just found a little flat spot. It's like, hey, let's put some boxwoods in. Apparently comes Christmas time, somebody comes here and helps these out a little bit. I see a pile of rubble over there. Might be a house. So apparently something used to be here. You see some foundation stuff, which foundation then was, hey, there's a rock, put it down. And a line right here. Hard to tell what kind of spider and snake your body might run up on. If it bites me, it'll lick its hind end for a month trying to get the taste out of its mouth. Here's the back side. Maybe possibly a chimney that collapsed. That would be that's my guess. I have no idea. If you know, feel free to comment below. And then had a walkway out right here. And then up through there, I have no idea. Just rocks piled up on each side. Like somebody wanted to make a driveway but didn't. So I guess the driveway 150 years ago would have been a walkway. Still a right nice area of woods. We're going to take this offshoot trail and go back down to the main trail and meet up with the rain. See you in a different direction. There she is, way up yonder, hiding. Looking at other stuff. This comes back to the trail we was on. It was a nice little circle. Here's some more rocks that's been piled up. There, up behind there, over here. Like I say, I'm not sure. I don't think these were foundations. These particular ones. Yeah, there's some of the wild concrete that grows out in the Smoky Mountains. This could have possibly been, at one time, a barn. Could have been a house. Could have been nothing but a pile of rocks and somebody wanted to get the rocks up.
That one's round in shape. I wonder if that's like a silo of some sort.
They are everywhere. Rain said there's one round in shape. Kind of looks silo-ish, might have been. Let's have a go look at it. Spider web. Spider webs. Lots and lots of spider webs. Don't know. Feel free to comment below if you know what it is or you got a guess. Your guess is as good as mine. Let's just say there is no wrong answers unless somebody says, yeah, this is the right answer. I know it for a fact.
They're everywhere. Little piles, big piles.
Unless they run cattle on this and this is just cattle burial grounds.
Yeah, but they wouldn't take that much time to pile up that many rocks.
They would if they didn't dig a hole.
Where's the trail?
Anyhow, you make the call. A little bit of this off the beaten trail.
I just went through poison sumac, man.
Well, I ain't never had the poison oak sumac or any of them other poisons. Hopefully I won't get this. If I do, I guess I'll scratch a lot. Oh, yeah, we come out on the other side of them. Yeah. And there's the rocks from this side where we cut around. We just made a circle around them. The piled up rocks that I think look like a driveway. But if it was a driveway, that rock right there would certainly end any vehicles coming.
Maybe this is where they drove cattle up now. Or there's a retaining wall for a pond.
Might have been. Might have put it over here too, though. Could have possibly, Rain said, could have possibly been a pond right in over in here. That's possible. And here's where you come on to Twin Creeks Trail. Gracie Branch Trail is 1.7 miles. Gatlinburg is 1.8 miles. That way. I ain't walking that much. I don't like walking that much. I stopped and talked to people, and the rain. Phew. She has exploring to do. She likes to explore. Nice little area up in there. A good place for a house. But you know, you can hear vehicles even down in here. I hear a motorcycle right now. Of course, that's probably off the Motor Nature Trail, which we're not quite to yet. We're on the 2-lane part still. We've not got into the 1-lane part. By the way, Noah Bud Ogle cabin, barn, grist mill. That's the trail we're on. And it's a nice little walk. There's a lot of rocks in this trail. It says it's an easy trail. It is easy, but it does have a lot of rocks. You have to watch your step. It's real easy to catch your front of your foot and flop over. Smaller kids, they'd probably love it, because even when they fall and hit something with their head, they're like, whatever, a little crying, and they move on. Anyhow, I'll probably stop this video here, because we're pretty much back to the Noah Ogle cabin. I'm going to break this up into a couple of parts. There'll be a part 1 and a part 2. I know I do longer videos. I hate taking a little bit and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. But generally I try to keep them under 10 minutes. So content wise, watch the video. I try to cut it off and save just the actual walking time, except right now of course, but I'm talking. But I'm gonna do my best to make sure you don't have to walk with me the whole thing, and just kind of give you the highlights of it all. But there is times that I think something's pretty neat, so I keep the camera on. Or I can just motion me something. Here's a squirrel.
Look how close I am to it. It just walked up toward me.
You can see him on the... There he is.
He just walked up toward me.
He's like, hey, did y'all bring food? Don't feed the animals. That's the rule, ain't it? Well, I figure if it falls on the ground and they find it, they foraged, didn't they? And he's still over in here somewhere. But yes, the bears and stuff like that especially, what it does is makes bears tame. And once the bears get tame, they want to come up to people. And if they come up to people and you ain't got food, they might be looking at, hey, you're food. So don't feed the bears. They need to find their own stuff and still be a little scared of people. They need to stay back from people. That's kind of the way it's supposed to be. But when you add food in, then, well, they start saying, hey, there's my food source. I'll just wait for people. And then they start getting closer and closer. Again, then here's part of this trail that's a little more bumpier, rumpier. Roots sticking up, rocks. This you can get around pretty good. Some of them not so much. And since I lost my train of thought, I will say that we're going to cross this last little bridge. I want to video it as we go across. And then I'm going to cut off this video. And if I see anything more interesting, I'll make a part 3. But it is neat, the park service has put these little bridges in. Another wonderful place. Step right on that rock right there. Step right down, cool your feet off. I done cooled mine off, so I'm good. And I still ain't figured out a good sign off, so I'll just say, see y'all later.